A boom boom chicka chicka boom boom chick. A boom boom chicka. That was from Kung Pao. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Way a long time ago.
Who? This is you. Go ahead and connect, bro.
Yes.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead and connect.
Yeah, no, English is my first language, but it's definitely not my best language.
How do you change a picture on here? What is this? What is the main picture supposed to be? Is that a pair of Mickey Mouse's pants? That's what it looks like.
I don't know.
Doesn't it look like Mickey?
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Doesn't it look like Mickey Mouse's pants?
Fuck you're even talking about?
The picture.
I get that. I'm trying to figure out, like, I'm so confused. What the fuck?
You've never seen a picture of Mickey Mouse?
Yes, I've seen a picture of Mickey Mouse, but you said his pants?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What the fuck are you talking about? Alright, turn the music down a little bit.
His pants. Look right there. That's
okay.
That's what it looks like to me. That's what I see. What the fuck is it?
I can see that. Drake's talking about the Discord logo.
Yeah, it's Mickey Mouse's pants. I don't know what it is. What? If somebody can tell me what the Discord logo is, you'd make my fucking day, because I don't know what it is.
Here.
Doesn't it look like Mickey Mouse's pants?
We can hear you. What's up, Tim?
How are you?
You there, Geister?
Bud?
Oh, we have to do it again. We can't hear ourselves, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how to fix that?
Well, we gotta get another cord.
Oh, okay, that's all right. I'll put that in my notes. Get other cord.
That's fine though.
When we're not poor, aka never.
AKA the end of January.
When Tony gets buyout and Drake becomes famous for being awesome, which will never happen.
Hopefully it's gonna happen. That's the plan here. How you been, bud?
I can't hear him over this music.
Yeah, let me turn the music down a little bit.
Yeah, all I hear is the music. Well, the music sounds good. Is that all third party? Is that all open?
Yeah, we're good on all
that. Is that public domain?
That's, yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we can hear you. We hear you good.
Yeah, we just can't hear ourselves. I mean, but
yeah, no, it's fine though.
But it's good. It works. It's working. So
yeah, no.
We just need another cord. I forgot about that.
Yeah. No, we're fine. We're fine. All right, so I figured we're not really too worried about talking about like Raw and SmackDown tonight because I'm kind of getting away from just talking about the shows. So like, if there's anything you want to talk about, we can talk about.
I didn't see either show. Anyways, I only heard about the highlights.
Like, there's some we can talk about like the Page stuff and like because I want to talk about that.
The NXT women coming up, Reigns taking the title because Miz is doing a movie apparently.
We can talk about that a little bit. But other than that, it's open game.
How did the shows end?
I'll play off of you guys, Tony.
Can you hear? Okay.
All right. Sounds good. I kind of
like.
Go ahead.
If you want to ask me questions like what I think about something, or I figured Tony, you lead the conversations, right? So.
All right. Sounds good. Yeah. No, what I'm thinking is like I want to do kind of like a state of wrestling. You know how like they do like a state of address, kind of like do something like that where it's like, because we're a really interesting time in wrestling, and you have a lot of knowledge outside of WWE, so I feel like it'd be the right time to do it.
Sounds good.
All right, so let me just pull up a couple of links in the background. Send out the link for the YouTube real quick.
Are we live yet? Is this
yeah, we're on the pre-show right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we do a little pre-show beforehand just to get everything set up.
I should know, but sometimes I don't always know what the fuck you have going on here.
The music's playing, you dumb shit. Why would I be playing music?
Did you see that, man? So good.
Hold on. Tony.
Yo.
I want to talk about Paige.
Oh, yeah?
I
definitely.
want to talk about
Paige is right here. God damn it, Cat.
All the females coming up.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The Omega Jericho stuff.
For sure talking about that.
And maybe like a little review of the weekend.
What do you mean? Review what weekend?
Like Takeover and Survivor Series.
We did a Takeover review, but we can get your quick opinion on it if you want, and then we haven't done Survivor Series yet, so we could do like a quick talk on Survivor Series.
Well, you could. How about you bring up Survivor Series? I'll talk about that, and then I'll give my 2 cents on NXT.
All right, we can do that. So how about that? We'll start off with that.
Sounds good.
All right, let me just get the link ready. Where'd my music go?
Fuck your music. Okay, no.
Oh, we need music. We don't want it to be dead silent. That'd be weird.
Yeah, but I can beat bot. I can go. Look around.
Episode 28. We're getting there, bud. We're almost to 30. Look at that, Drake. 28 episodes.
20?
28.
Oh, yeah, I forgot how many we did for a second. I'm like,
We're
20.
up there. Yeah, it's up there.
I'm like,
Yeah, sorry that other one fell through. We can still do that other podcast if you want, Tim. I just didn't know how comfortable you'd be with going live.
It's all good.
All right, man.
I mean, we are going live tonight, right?
I requested off for Royal Rumble
that.
the day after.
Okay.
So,
all right, yeah, no, I definitely, because the reason I wanted to do a live stream is because it brings a lot of eyes. Because there's people that like don't have anybody to watch the show with, and like, I come over and watch with people.
Yeah,
they can watch our dumbass.
Trying to reach out to the lonely virgins, right? The marks.
There's a page on Facebook called The Spotlight, and the moderator is a friend on my Facebook.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask him, once this podcast is available, I'm going to send it to him and say, could you promote this?
All right.
And see what he says. I'm also going to post it myself because I have other wrestling friends on my Facebook.
No, that would be a big help.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The Reddit thing didn't work.
I kind of figured.
Those fucking mongrels don't care.
Yeah, no. What
mongrel?
Really
That's funny. I called you mongrel earlier.
Once I get to buyout, I'm just gonna buy some ads, and that's what will help us grow. I mean, we're doing pretty good right now.
I still have the toy box too.
I know a guy that I was gonna do a podcast with, but he's a very busy person. But he knows a lot about business. He knows a lot about that, and I wanted to hook you up with him he could give you some advice and tips because he's very knowledgeable about business and what you can use, what you can't use, this and that, blah blah blah, bullshit.
No, I would love to talk to somebody like that.
Yeah, he's an older guy, so.
Yeah, he told me about this guy for a while, man. That'd be awesome, man, Tim. You know, I said it before, but I'll say it again. You know?
Yeah, any help we can get on trying to move this, because I've told Drake this 100 times. I'm trying to make this my job. I'm trying to make this the future. I want to go 1,000 episodes.
I would like it to be my job too. I hate actually working.
More than to be a wrestling journalist.
Exactly.
The problem is the promotion. You need to get it out there.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't hurt if we somehow, some way got like a local indie and then like guy on and then like
I would love to start doing interviews. That'd be a lot of fun.
You know what kind of stinks?
And then like whenever like IWC runs like their Night of Legends, you could see how much it would cost to have, you know, like a real name on the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because right now it's just goons doing what they think, and that's not really special, I guess.
No, you're right. No, we have to find an audience. That's the best way to find an audience is actually interviewing a name and getting it out there, and then people falling in love with our personalities. You're absolutely right.
I was just gonna say, too bad Logan's not in
music's playing in
Pittsburgh anymore. Wait, are you starting the fucking show?
No, I played on accident. I haven't heard nothing.
But yeah, I was gonna say, if Logan, Jeff Shulo wasn't in fucking WWE right now, he's Ben's friend, we probably could have got him on the show. But now, since he's a big deal as Elias Sampson, he probably would never come on now.
Oh, I know a guy who was very good friends with, who went to high school with Shima Zion.
Oh yeah,
AKA Zion, aka
yeah. It doesn't matter.
That's the dude. He was in TNA, right? He was.
Yeah, he had the hairspray and he had the fucking, and then he had the headphones.
If we could talk to him, he'd be cool.
You talking about somebody that knows him, right? Not actually him.
I know him. I mean, I know a guy who knows him. Like grew up.
Oh, I see what you mean. Well, who's do I know this guy that you're talking about that knows Ion?
No, I worked with him for a little bit. He's a pill popping goon.
Yeah, I don't want the pill popping goon on the show. I want fucking Shima, Zia, FEMA, Ion.
That means we can't have like Scott Steiner. We can't. There's like a bunch of fat asses we can't have on the show. Not pill poppers. What are you talking about?
What? Who was the Steiner's talking about with fat ass?
That was
Joe.
Yeah.
No, Joe.
Fat ass.
No, it was the Dudleys.
It was Snow Joe.
No, well, aren't you sure it was the Dudleys? I thought it was when they were going to their tag team match.
We called Samoa Joe fat ass too. You're right. It
No,
wasn't
he
Dudley's.
did, but I'm pretty sure the fat asses.
Because it was, yeah, there was 2 different occasions.
Yeah, no, there was a bunch of them, but it was definitely Samoa Joe and the Dudleys.
But just thinking about Steiner and Steinerisms, as I like to call it in general, is hysterical.
I love Steiner. Oh man.
They need to update the fucking Botchamania soundboard. It's been the same fucking thing for the past 6 years.
All right.
The thing that sucks about Scott Steiner is
Nothing. I'm kidding.
Well, Tim, I sent out the link right now. If you want to go ahead and share it, I'm going to share it too. If you want to do it now, since we're live.
Can Tim hear this music too?
No, can you hear the music?
no.
I mean, this is nice music. It kind of reminds me of like an anime or like a video game or something.
Yeah, I was trying to find some like chill stuff. But
wait a second. I don't know where the link is. Like, what are you talking about?
Oh, it's on Facebook. I put out the link on the Phenomenal Podcast Facebook page.
Use your words, Tony.
Yeah, follow us on there.
Acorn Mouth.
I'll do all the plugs at the end. But I'm gonna share it on my Facebook too, so you should see it there. I just shared it now. All right.
Mark was gonna come on too, but he had some bullshit. Like, I worked till 10. Like, all right, yeah, that's fine. You don't want to be on the show.
I don't know if that's bullshit more than that's just.
I'm just kidding. I was joking.
Right.
I was teasing.
All right.
We'll hopefully be here next month.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, I'm ready to go whenever you guys are, so we can go ahead and. So what we're gonna do for the intro, since you can't hear the music, I'm going off the head today. I'm feeling confident.
All right. Well, you lead because I'm
good. Yeah.
The only thing I have.
My name is JP.
No, that's why we're gonna keep the Discord up so we remember.
All right. Because
I don't know if you listen to the past episodes. There's times he said that, and I was just like, All
right. Yeah. I'm like, I forgot you cared. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah. No,
all right.
Yeah. No. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. We got you.
Well, it's not even that. I just fucking forgot. All right. I'll call you JP.
Yeah, we got you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, fucking weirdo.
When I let you know, we're gonna just lay off a little bit because we'll play the music. Then I'll do the intro, and then after I introduce you, then go ahead and talk freely. All right?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. You ready, Drake?
Yeah. Also, I want to talk about Survivor Series really, and whatever else you have to offer, I'll chime in.
No, Survivor Series will probably take up most of the episode, honestly. So that's why I'm really not too worried. I'll bring the card up real quick. Actually, let me do that.
Well, I'd really like to talk about Paige.
Oh, we're going to. We're going to. Definitely.
Is it ironic that Paige, my girlfriend, is here, and I just think it's fun. She doesn't know that we're saying Paige. Paige, Tim wants to talk about you. Is there something I should know about?
All right. All right, I got the results up in front of me just so I remember them. All right, so we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and play.
Tim says you need to gain weight and take the lipstick. Okay.
I definitely didn't say that. All right, but I'm ready to go. You ready?
I'm sorry, JP.
Yeah, you ready, bud?
I know. All right, I thought it was funny. He's all nervous.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna lay us out. And we'll play the intro. Just hang on for a minute. All right.
Hello, all you listeners out there. This is a phenomenal podcast with your hosts, Tony Musolino and Drake Duncan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back live on the Goonland Productions YouTube page. This is the Phenomenal Podcast, episode 28. I am your host, Anthony Musolino, and as always, I am with not Mr. Hardcore anymore. He is now the sleaziest man in the room, Sleazy Drake Duncan. How are you doing today?
Sleazy Wags, Drake Duncan. I'm doing good. Woo!
And not only is the sleazy one on the show today, we are joined by a man we've been hyping up for a couple of weeks. We talked about a show that the audio got messed up on, but he is finally here. JP Whitman, how you doing today, bud?
Well, Tony, I'm glad to be here finally. I'm glad that people can hear my goon voice with two other goons talking about goon things, especially our favorite passion, that is professional wrestling.
That is exactly why we're here, is to talk about pro wrestling. You sound 100 times better this time, I will say. The quality is on point. And I'm glad to hear that because you have one of the more interesting opinions in pro wrestling. You're a very knowledgeable fan. And it's good to finally have you on the show. My question is, how did you feel about Survivor Series?
I thought that Survivor Series was a solid B. If I gave it a grade, there were good things about it. There were bad things about it. There were things that came off a little iffy to me. I thought the match of the night was obviously AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm. I honestly, that was a great match, but I could kind of argue Bar versus Usos. That was also a very awesome match. I honestly want to say the Usos are maybe the best tag team on the planet right now.
The Usos are the best tag team on the planet right now. That is no denying they are the best. They're better than the Young Bucks. I'm sorry. They're better than
a lot of people are getting their pitchforks right now.
Yeah, fucking
the young
keyboard warriors.
A lot of people, that's the team that they would argue is the Young Bucks over the Usos. But I honestly, it's
the only thing that you could argue for the Young Bucks is their work ethic, how they hustle.
Yes,
and they do things on a night in, night out basis.
Very true.
And the Usos, I don't know what their schedule is. I don't know what other like NXT tag teams, what they do. You know, an NXT tag team could go over a match like for a takeover for months in advance, where the Young Bucks are going from town to town, country to country, and just throwing it all out there.
And the Young Bucks they have the advantage too because they have a larger pool of wrestlers to work with, whereas the Usos can only work with the guys in the company.
That's true.
Right, and that goes towards the Usos. But yeah. I would say the Usos are the best. And the funny thing is, during that match, one of the announcers, I believe it was Cole, said, "Oh, it's a super kick party," and I
really?
My hands and I was like,
I didn't notice that.
Well, not only the Bullet Club.
Well, not only that, how about
the
two sweep between Triple H and Finn in the main event, which we'll get to a little bit later on.
But it was I picked up on that real quick, and the whole thing about that is, my whole argument with that is, people are saying that Finn Balor isn't over with Vince or this or that. He just too sweeted Triple H in the ring on your pay-per-view. Like,
well, even if that is happening, did you see what they had the vote on WWE.com where it was like, who do you want to see Brock Lesnar face at the Royal Rumble? And Finn Balor was leading with like 39% of the vote.
Who were the other options?
Like all your top guys, like Roman. I think Roman was in second with 15, and then just the rest of the Raw roster. Finn was just out like leading by a long
I figured
shot.
Roman would be like the bottom because I thought like no one liked him. Well, kids still like him.
Still got his fan vote, yeah.
And I still like him, to be honest with you. I still like him.
I mean,
anyways, I agree. I think the two best matches tonight were AJ versus Lesnar and the tag team match. And I said last week that I have a bold prediction the tag team match is going to steal the show. And they really fucking did.
It. I'll give you that.
And the Usos, they are the best tag team on the planet.
I'd also have to throw New Day and the Shield. They did some really cool spots. The right team won because you don't want the Shield to lose.
Oh, no doubt.
There's another threesome years later to dethrone them. But the New Day stole the match, especially whenever Kofi jumped over the two of them, and then little Xavier Woods put the Squat Master on his back and slammed him on Dean Ambrose. I was like, now that should end the match. And this is coming from a guy who watches PWG and all types of wrestling, but like,
that's a transition move in PWG.
It was a great spot.
No doubt. No. They've been getting very innovative. I don't know if you noticed, sorry, my bad.
If it's WWE, psychology says that should have ended the.
Yeah. You there? No, I think we lost him. But I think
Do we have a casualty?
I think we might.
It was fantastic. Was AJ when AJ jumped for the phenomenal forearm and Brock caught him, Brock didn't just catch him. Brock made it look like a struggle. And I thought that Brock can be seen a lot of ways. If he's not feeling a match, you could tell. If he is, you could tell. And you could tell that he was really into wrestling AJ Styles by the little nuances of selling and just the struggle and the frustrations. That's what makes a match a 5-star match or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no doubt. And it felt like in this match more than the Samoa Joe and even the Braun Strowman match. Like, I haven't seen Brock sell like this in a long time.
There was a very cinematic and climatic build. Like honestly, I think you had told me, JP, that you think this was his best match since the triple threat with Cena and Rollins a couple years ago.
That's a good one.
And his match with Punk, best versus the Beast versus the Best. And I agree. Those were his 3 best matches since he's been back in 2012. I agree with that. He actually went for over 10 minutes and put on an actual wrestling match and did more than 2 moves. I was very impressed.
And I loved how they built it too, where Brock just kicked the shit out of him for like the first 3 minutes.
I still knew that AJ was going to win, only because, if anything,
put that question in the back of your mind. That's what was so great about it.
Well, you know why? Because Mari pointed out, because SmackDown was leading by 1, and in order for them to be tied going into the main event, Brock had to get the victory for us.
No doubt. Yeah.
So I'm like, damn it, he's right. And then Brock won. I'm like, fuck, he's right.
Yeah, no,
it's 3-3 now.
Speaking of the main event, there's a lot of controversy there.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys about that, and just the wrestling community in general.
I have mixed feelings on the whole match.
I don't know why everybody's shitting on the ending so much, because they set up 2 matches. Well, the match was kind of a clusterfuck. I won't lie.
I don't know. I wasn't that thrilled with the ending, to be honest with you.
But everybody's shitting on the ending. They set up 2 awesome matches. Kurt Angle versus Triple H. Drake was kind of shitting on the pre-show or before the pre-show even happened. That's a match in 2017. Even if it happens at Mania,
I mean, it still could be good, but I feel like in 2017 it won't be as good as if it was 2000. I'd rather see Angle versus a young guy and Triple H versus a young guy. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you say that, but when the match gets booked, you're gonna be out here complaining. Oh, he's gonna bury the young guy.
I will get excited. But I'd rather see like Angle versus Bryan or Angle versus Nakamura.
No, I would rather
Triple H versus I don't even fucking really know, because I don't even know if Triple H needs to still be.
But we could see those matches down the road. If it's going to be a Mania match, I want to see Kurt Angle versus Triple H.
What happened? Triple H and Rock? That would never happen.
Yeah, no, but you would be excited if that happened.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I will. Leave me alone.
Exactly.
Okay,
so
good.
I would. You're talking about Angle versus Triple H at WrestleMania,
which is rumored. It's either going to be that or him and Braun.
I just have other preferences. That's all. I was really excited.
I think Triple H and Braun happens at the Rumble. I think Triple H and Angle happens at Mania, and Triple H versus Angle could be good because Triple H is the best worker.
And he still puts on great matches at his age, and so does Kurt.
Bryan was really good, actually.
So he could make it work. I do agree with Drake that I would rather them put over younger talent, which is one of my main gripes about this match. Like you said, Tony, everyone was getting mad at the ending.
Yeah.
My gripe isn't the ending. The ending was great because you're putting over Braun Strowman, who's a young guy.
Exactly. That's why I loved it. He won the pay-per-view. Not Raw or SmackDown.
Made up for all of the other crap that happened in that match. I mean, you had amazing moments with Shinsuke Nakamura,
especially in the beginning of the match.
You had an amazing moment with Bobby Roode in there with Triple H.
That was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I will say this: Finn Balor and Randy Orton have chemistry like Orton and Christian, and I would love for Finn Balor to go to SmackDown just to see them feud.
That would be a good one.
You could ask Drake this. I would never say that about Randy Orton because I respect him. He's fantastic.
You've ultimately just never really liked him that much.
He doesn't do anything for me, really.
Every once in a while, he has like moments of greatness, and then he goes back to his like complacent self. You know what I mean?
It's understandable.
Yes,
definitely understandable.
and other wrestlers have even said,
Well, going
Chris
back to the
Jericho
Balor thing, the Raw, since Raw is, at the end of the day, Raw is still 3 hours, right? It gets a little crowded. They have a bigger roster. I think that Balor would stand out more on SmackDown, and he would be, I mean, he already is a top-tier talent on Raw, but, he would definitely be, with no question, would within maybe even weeks even of coming to SmackDown, he'd probably be in a world title match already.
The problem with Raw is
it's oversaturated.
Okay, there's four true heels right now in the company, and that's The Miz, Corbin, Jinder Mahal, and Enzo Amore.
Not enough heels.
Well, I don't know. I'd kind of argue Kevin Owens too.
He's kind of a tweener, but yeah. But
he is a heel, but people love him.
I just can never see Kevin Owens going straight babyface.
He's not going to be working with anyone other than Shane McMahon right now. So what I'm saying is, Raw only has one real heel that any guy can work with because Enzo is in that 205.
Are you talking about Miz?
Yes. He's
going to do a movie right now, so who are you going to have?
Exactly.
True.
So you got these guys like Finn Balor just sitting around because there's no real heels on Raw. So is he over? Is he under? That's not even the question. It's who's he going to work?
True. Mm-hmm. Well, here's my question, because I've been thinking about this. I've probably said this months ago. Drake can attest to this. I've been thinking about this for a while. If there's nobody for him to work with babyface wise, why don't we just turn him heel and put him with the club, and just have Balor Club be a thing and have him be that rock and roller type character that he was in New Japan? And I would love to see that on WWE television.
I think there's good and bad with it.
Too. That's not the worst idea I've ever heard.
Because I mean, if you really think about it,
I think it would work.
What are Gallows and Anderson doing right now? They're hanging out with Elias every once in a while.
Yeah, and honestly, sometimes you can say like, oh well, he sells merchandise. They'd upset the little kids if he turned heel. I don't know about that. I mean, because when I was a little kid and when you were a little kid, I don't know about you, but I liked heels. I liked Chris Jericho. He was an asshole. I liked Psycho Sid. He was an asshole. I liked Stone Cold when he was heel. I think if it's like a 10 or 11, 12-year-old, if you guys just think back to how you are, it would be cool to if Balor was a heel, it'd be like cool. It's like, oh, these guys are heels. I guess it's cool to cheer them.
Yeah.
I bet you there's a bunch of younger kids already like Owens.
I don't think it matters as long as he has the paint.
True.
The kids are going to love him as long as he has the paint.
Just don't get rid of the demon. That would be my only problem.
No, if he turned heel, I'd say get rid of the demon just because they could.
No, I disagree.
No, I say keep the paint. Just
only for special occasions.
Here's what I'm saying though. I think the demon's overplayed at this point. I'm sick of the demon. Here's so many. If
not really,
the only reason he has a job.
No, not true. No.
I disagree, both you guys.
I don't think that's the only reason he had a job. I think his wrestling ability has a lot of reason why he had a job.
Yeah, he's amazing.
What I'm saying is, look at what he did in Japan with the paint. He did a lot of really cool things with it, and he was able to branch out and do different things. As the demon, he's kind of stuck in a box. That's what I'm saying. So if he goes heel, drop the demon and just continue using the face paint in different ways.
But how's it overplayed though? It's not like they use it every week. If they use it every week, I would say, but he only does it at pay-per-views and not even every pay-per-view.
For what, 3 years now?
But and he was gone for 9 months. He wasn't even, there was a whole calendar year that went by that he then was a demon. He had from SummerSlam, the SummerSlam 2017 was the first time he donned the Demon King personality since SummerSlam 2016. A whole calendar year went by and you're saying it's overplayed. That makes no sense.
And let's not forget about the really shitty promos that happened when he was explaining what the Demon King was.
I thought that was awesome. You just don't like supernatural horror stuff. No. You didn't like the Sister Abigail thing either.
That was stupid as hell.
A lot of people didn't like the Sister Abigail thing, but I liked it.
Why?
I like supernatural fucking horror stuff, even if it's cheesy.
No, here's why I don't like it.
Suck. You could take a hydraulic suck in my nuts.
Here's the thing though with the Bray Wyatt thing. All they did was put some really stupid face paint on him and put a veil over his face. That's all it was. It wasn't like it was.
Yeah, but what was
it? Honestly,
what was
never took life though.
In the match? That we will never know.
No, we'll never know.
Honestly,
got to bring that back.
We don't know, but to rail it back in, the match itself, I thought that they sacrificed younger guys.
Oh,
like Nakamura and Rude and Samoa Joe, they didn't utilize Cena the right way.
No, Cena was barely in the match, it seemed like. He wrestled Kurt Angle for a little bit, and that was it.
Going into it, I was like, okay, the final four, it should be Cena, Shane, Angle, and Braun. And you have Angle tap out Shane, Cena beat Angle, and then Braun pin Cena so that he could get the rub that Roman Reigns got. But then with the addition of Triple H, my thoughts went all over the place. And
that was very last minute as well. Triple H being added in the last minute.
You had Triple H in there with Rude, and I was ecstatic because Rude draws a lot of parallels to Triple H for me.
You were saying that. I would love to see. We were discussing earlier. I would have loved to see, because they're probably obviously going to lead to Triple H and Angle, and I assume that's why they Triple H took Jason Jordan's spot. I'm sure that was planned for a while to build towards the feud. But like you were saying, I'd rather see like Triple H versus like Bobby Roode, or Angle versus like Nakamura, Balor versus Orton. I would love to see all these matches. No, they all be good.
Another thing is, you had that spot where Nakamura did the "Come on."
I fucking love when he does it. I get so excited. I get so pumped up.
People talk about Nakamura's WWE main roster run and how it's kind of lackluster, but
a little underwhelming.
Pay-per-view, when he's on Survivor Series at Money in the Bank, he has these moments that make you realize how special he is. But then they just sacrifice it again to have three old guys and a young guy in the ring. So, like, my whole
they kind of take him for granted.
Was not the ending, because the ending made up for the middle. The middle of the match was just like, what are you doing?
It kind of went off the rails. Honestly, it was just like all over them. It started out really solid, really exciting, really good, and then it just kind of turned into a clusterfuck.
It did kind of happen.
Are you saying that Braun attacking Triple H made up for everything? Is that what you're saying?
Hell yeah,
absolutely. And Triple H selling, there's video of it.
Him rocking into the
you sent that to me.
Him selling it, like walking into stuff and not being able to get up and falling back down.
Yeah,
I mean, it's great.
Did you see the part where he runs right into the Jumbotron? That was hilarious.
I mean, I don't know if it like redeemed everything for me, but it definitely made things a little better for me.
Right, Drake. Right, exactly. It didn't redeem everything, because you still have Nakamura and Rude. Who, well, what are you doing with them?
Yeah,
and Balor on the Raw side, what are you doing?
My one thing is, and this probably because I don't fucking work for WWE. I don't know at the end of the day what goes on behind the scenes. It just seems like, doesn't it seem like the closer they get to WrestleMania, the more of like a train wreck things become? Just because it seems like they can't make up their mind. And I think it probably at the end of the day comes down to like what Triple H wants versus what Vince McMahon wants, like the vision.
I just think Vince McMahon doesn't know what the fuck he wants.
If you think
honestly, I think it's really the problem.
That is true, because Vince McMahon, he wants. I think he tries to bring back these older superstars, because you got to realize WrestleMania's biggest show of the year. It draws in casual fans, hardcore fans, everybody, people from all over the world. But he keeps trying to focus on the past, and that's not. That's okay, but he puts them in the main event, though. The main event should be the young guys.
Let me tell you something. Here's why. Here's why he brings back older wrestlers and of lore. Okay, they're a publicly traded company now.
Yep.
So they build WWE as a brand. They don't build superstars to overcome their brand anymore. Back before it was a public traded company, they built the superstar to bring in the fans.
Yep.
They don't do that anymore.
Wait, when did they become a public trading company?
They focus on philanthropy.
Well, that was like what, 2001, 2002?
Are you talking about when they became WWE? Like
No. It was. I mean, that came a little bit after.
Because this is something like I didn't really.
That happened. It happened during the Attitude Era. Yeah, they became a publicly traded company.
Is this what you're talking about, Tim?
No,
you mean when they dropped Titan Sports? You mean, is that what you're talking about? Like the
No, I think they got rid of Titan. I'm pretty sure they got rid of Titan Sports.
Yeah, I just was trying to like clarify what you meant because I didn't know about this shit.
They used to build up superstars to draw in the crowd.
Yeah.
Now they build up the brand because it's a publicly traded company. They have Cena, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they want one guy to be the flag bearer, who is Roman Reigns. And they keep trying and they keep trying, and Vince isn't going to stop until he gets what he wants, a.k.a. Shield reunion. Whoa! Hey, guess what? Nothing's worked yet, but everyone's going to love a Shield reunion, so why don't we do that? Okay, great. And now he's going to beat... We all know he's going to be the one to beat Brock Lesnar.
Oh, we knew the day after WrestleMania last year.
Yeah,
exactly.
I tried to. I didn't want to, think about it. I was hoping it wasn't gonna be true, and then like, damn, it's coming true, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It was official. It was made clear to me after SummerSlam and No Mercy.
And then they also think, I think another part of them thinks, well, this guy sells merch. The fans already pop for him. Why should we put more into him? You know what I mean? Like.
It's just annoying though because I guess this makes sense from a business standpoint, but like they have like even Meltzer and shit was saying like you have like it's not just casual fans. If anything, it's more hardcore fans now. It's not like a what is it it's not like a small percentage of the crowd that's booing Reigns. It's like almost everybody. It's like overwhelming. It's just annoying. It's not even the problem. It's Reigns sucks. It's just the problem. It's that they don't want him to be the guy. But Vince keeps saying no. F you. Well, he is the guy. It's bullshit. It's like a slap in the face to the fans.
That's because deep male voices are heard higher than a high female pitch and a little kid screaming.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
Those drown it out. But no, there is definitely a vocal part of the crowd that is against. Even with the Shield reunion, like you can still hear the chants. Like, you still suck. That's still a chant. You get a lot. Like it's, I don't know. I'm still indifferent on Roman Reigns because there's a lot of different ways they could have went with him, but they fucked up every like length of the way. They've made bad decisions.
Well, here's what I don't get though. I never really thought about the whole public traded company aspect. Like I guess like. They've been doing that ever since pretty much, Cena became their guy, right?
Well, before that, I'd say when Brock first came in.
Because I don't know exactly when this happened, but why don't they I don't know why they still just can't go forward with how they used to do things and still be a public traded company. Like, why can't they just take a chance? What are they so afraid of? It's not like they have much competition. I mean, like, in America anyway.
They became a publicly traded company in October 19th, 1999.
Holy shit.
It's the same day as the over the
That long?
Yep.
I told you it's when I dropped Titan Sports. I was right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, you're right.
So I know some of this fucking insider shit. So you still there, Tim? I'm sorry, JP. Sorry, shit.
Tim is in Calcutta doing mission work.
Yes, he's helping the orphans.
JP.
Yeah, he's with El Generico.
Yes, yeah. He's with him. Tim and El Generico are on some beach somewhere helping all the orphans.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, we lost Tim. We lost Tim, but JP's still here, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
JP's always been here, baby.
Okay. All right. So JP, what were we talking about? Yeah, why can't they just take the chance? Being a public traded company and still, just take a chance promoting someone else. Like, I mean, they don't have much competition. In the U.S., TNA is fucking dying. It's not even it's Impact now. The only other competition in the world is
either. It's Canada.
And it's funny. It's funny too. We don't know because I don't let Drake talk about that on the show. That's the one rule: no GFW/TNA/Impact because fuck that company.
Every time I bring it up, he don't want to talk about it.
You saw when they were doing that amped like the show like the pay-per-view thing where they the shows they filmed like 3 years ago. But then
Jarrett's gone now.
But did you see
he's in rehab.
But did you see all the promotion for it? How they promoted it like WWE stars were like leaving WWE to come do this show?
Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah, it was dumb as hell, and that turned me off from that company completely because that is Bush League.
I'll tell you another thing that's interesting. It's not TNA, but it's related. Billy Corgan and Dave Lagana getting the rights to the NWA name.
Not only do
And,
they have the rights, they've been booking shows.
Wait, I
They're allowed
did
to book
hear
shows,
that.
yeah, but they've been booking the champion.
They're doing a YouTube series explaining why it matters, and I think that's something to be happy about. More places for
Definitely.
wrestlers to have jobs, more competition makes for better viewing.
Not only that, it's great to see a brand that, I mean, you could argue the MWA was dead. Like
It was definitely that.
and it's great because if you really think about it, the NWA is the heritage of professional wrestling. I mean, not even WWE is the heritage. NWA is where it
Last
started.
time NWA had life is when TNA was still.
story.
Yeah,
That's the story they're telling
Fuck it.
through their YouTube shows. They're showing the big gold belt. They're saying that they're telling the story of the lineage and the heritage and why you should care that this company is coming back in a grassroots fashion.
yeah.
But this company, it's the first time it's had life since TNA was partnered with them, correct?
That was what 2000,
2006 or 7, right?
No, that was like 2002.
everything-
Well, yeah, no, they
So
been
it's-
out for a little bit.
There
Yeah,
was regional indies that would say NWA, but it wasn't anything really.
Oh,
But-
okay, all right.
I mean, if you don't want to talk about TNA, we don't have to talk about TNA. It's just
I'll talk about anything. It's his show. Well, it's our
a
show,
cursed
but
that's all I'll say.
but he
It's cursed,
bosses me around. He's a
and
fucker.
It's sad that it's cursed, but it is cursed, and I don't know how they'll ever dig themselves out. But their
I'm surprised it
last
lasted
show,
15 years.
Bound for Glory was fantastic.
Didn't even watch it. I heard
what
the
they're
I heard
doing
the cage
with,
match was pretty good.
It was in the cage.
That was Top Team America versus like Bobby
Team
or
America?
Moose and his
What?
team. That's like Bobby Lashley's group.
Is it? I thought Lashley left.
Lashley,
Yeah, it's a whole
there's a
storyline.
storyline that Bobby
I
Lashley,
don't know.
he's an MMA, Bellator, and he's in TNA. So the MMA guys are trying to get him out of TNA, and he's all confused. And
So
blah,
wait,
blah,
he
blah.
he's not officially out of TNA? I thought he was. Last
It-
time.
no, it's a storyline.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway,
Eli Drake's still the champ, right?
they're doing
All
good
right, I'm
things.
still the champ.
Moving to Canada is a good move.
Definitely. It's an open.
I
It's really
think-
an open market if you think about it.
There's stuff they're doing with other promotions outside of North America is good.
They still have the
But-
deal with Noah.
They have the deal with Noah. They have the deal with CMLL. They have
That's a big one.
AAA
Yeah,
or no?
No,
All
not there was
over.
CMLL. No, they were rivals.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, so they're different things.
they have the not CMLL. They work with AAA because CMLL is in the alliance with ROH and New Japan. And
You're
right, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I knew there was like something. Yeah, okay.
It's weird to think if you look at independent wrestling, it's
See,
kind
I
of like
listen to you, JP.
it's kind of like a territory war if you look at independent wrestling nowadays. If you think about it, because
it's global. It's global territories.
pretty
And-
much.
And it
Yeah, that
turned
actually is
way.
kind of how it is.
It became that way the first day the network dropped.
Pretty
Because
much.
It
as
changed the game.
network went into more more countries and more time zones and everything. More fans came out of the woodwork. More places came out of the woodwork,
Hmm.
and you're
Mhm.
seeing all these places in Europe and Japan, and it's fantastic. It's a great time to be a wrestler. It's a great time to be a promoter. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh, no
And,
doubt.
Mhm.
And another thing the network did too is it opened up the mindset of a lot of these indie companies to put a service where you put up $5 a month and you get all your content online
Right.
instead of doing like the
Look
old
at-
style of DVD sales, which really is what helped and grew the independent wrestling. in the way it did.
The only promotion doing that is PWG.
Yeah, there's the only ones that are, well, no, AIW still does it.
IW what?
They,
AIW in Cleveland. That's actually they just
Oh.
announced that Emma, her first show is going to be with AIW. I think.
Oh, Emma's already got a booking. That's
I'm
good.
pretty sure. Yeah, with AIW.
They should have never released. There was bullshit beyond.
Yeah, how do you
but
feel about that, JP? How do you feel about
That
release?
bothered me, man.
How do I feel about what?
Emma getting released from WWE. I thought it was horse shit, but I think McMahon was like way too
From what
hard on her.
From what I had read, it had to do with her attitude and such like that. And I think it was done as a last straw kind of deal with her attitude behind the scenes and as a warning sign to the other females and males in the back for their attitudes. I think that Emma will have a prosperous career. I could see her being the female Cody Rhodes.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's there.
Well, it kind of worries me because I'm not up on female independent wrestling. It's tougher for me to watch female wrestling to male wrestling. It might be sexist, but it's true. But I just don't.
No, it's definitely harder.
It seems like it.
Shimmer and Stardom are hard to watch. Stardom not so much, but
what makes it hard to watch? Just because it's
Shimmer, to watch Shimmer, you have to get the WWN network.
Oh, you mean literally? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the content. My God, he's damn bimbos flying around the ring.
One thing a month, and
Stardom's rare.
Yeah. And the funny thing about Stardom is, a lot of these girls coming in from Mae Young Classic and NXT and all that stuff, and
yeah, they got a lot of them.
Alondra Blaze works for Stardom. She's their CEO. So there you go with that. But I mean, it is definitely harder to watch female wrestling than male wrestling. But I could see Emma making a huge splash anywhere she goes because she is very attractive.
Definitely.
She has great in-ring performance. It's just, from what I read, if it's true, then she just got to get her attitude together. I mean, we saw a few months ago Sexy Star take liberties in the ring with Rosemary from TNA, and I'll tell you what, no one's going to be booking Sexy Star anymore.
I haven't heard anything from her in these last couple of months.
No, and you're not going to. So an attitude change is easy, but if you take liberties in the ring, you're done.
That's a different subject. Now, what do you think that there's an odds that she shows up in like Women of Honor? Because I feel like they're trying. Is
that a new thing that they're doing?
They've been trying a lot. It's mostly web based right now, but they're definitely trying.
Because I saw that they had women featured recently. How often have they? Hold on. How often has I'm gonna keep talking over you? How often has Ring of Honor? How long has Ring of Honor had women?
About a year now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say about a year. It's definitely a newer concept. They're definitely trying though. It's something they're trying. There's a lot of Kelly Klein, she's very good.
It's one that I wanted to know because I saw an episode of it. I thought it was very good, but I never knew they had women. That's why I figured you guys would know how long they've had women.
Yeah, it's been about a year. But there's a lot of talented women coming out of the roster on Ring of Honor. It would be interesting to see somebody like Emma would really like legitimize that roster. I think we lost them again. JP?
No, I think it's the connection. I hear some.
Here. All right. But
I hear some vocalizations.
Right. Did you hear what I said?
No.
Well, I said I think somebody like Emma that'd be a big pickup for Ring of Honor to kind of legitimize the division with that Women of Honor. Because I mean, they have.
You know what? Going off of that, here's the thing: Bullet Club is in New Japan and Ring of Honor, right?
Exactly.
But New Japan doesn't feature female wrestlers. ROH does.
Yep.
You bring Emma into Women of Honor, put her in the Bullet Club for Ring of Honor.
There you go.
I think that's money. Yeah. She can pull it off very well. She has that snarky attitude that would fit very well with the Bullet Club. I could see it. I honestly feel like that would be the much better option than her going to Impact, GFW, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah. Seriously.
It would put more eyes on their Women of Honor
exactly.
Program. You know?
Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. Honestly, that's why I asked, because I'm surprised that Ring of Honor hasn't had women until recently, because everyone was always talking about how great Ring of Honor is, and it is. Well, so how come they haven't had women until recently?
Here and there.
What was their reasoning?
Like one-off matches.
Yeah.
But they didn't have like a division.
And they had like a couple women around. They had like Veda Scott, she was the manager, and like Mandy Leone, she was doing like a backstage segment. They're wrestling in Women of Honor right now. So like they were around, they just weren't wrestling.
I'm just wondering why they waited like 15 years to finally feature females.
Well,
When
if you
TNA, as much as they suck now, they always featured them
wait
back in the
15
day.
years. They had matches with Daphne and Daisy Hayes and all types of people, but it was like one-off matches.
It was very.
Well, that's what I mean. Like just like a division, not like one-off shit.
Well, you got to think the women's wrestling really didn't get into the spotlight till NXT really shined the light on it a couple of years
I was
ago.
just gonna say that.
That's really where it stemmed from. I mean,
NXT has the money. TNA was doing it before NXT.
Exactly, and it was awesome if you remember.
Yeah, no, it was
I know you
didn't have the exposure. That's all.
Yeah, and it's a shame because I'm sorry. I don't know. I know you remember a match. I think we watched it together. Mickey James and Madison Rayne ending the show in a steel cage match back in like 2011 or 12, and it was amazing. It's just a shame that it didn't take off as much as it should have. That was the one thing Dixie Carter did right was women booking.
Now that we're talking about TNA and women, I'd like to say that they're doing this angle with Alberto El Patron.
Boo.
He's all upset that none of them called him while he was out and worried about him. And he's pushing around Jeremy Borash. And it's like, oh, he's not a wife beater? He's not a bully? Oh, you're making him one on your television show.
That's a great idea.
What is wrong with you? Which segues into, thank God, young Paige, Soraya Bevis got out of that relationship.
Yeah,
I thought it was Sarah.
I'm not even close.
And finally made her re-debut because her career could have been dead. But thank God something hit her. Maybe it was Alberto.
Hey, I know Tony was worried about it. Remember months ago, you were worried about her, like,
I flipped out on the podcast one episode. I think I tried to shoot him one time.
You flat out threatened Alberto Del Rio.
I did.
Because you're like Paige could end up dead. She could be a.
I don't take domestic abuse lightly.
Well, yeah, and like he got her hooked on a. I don't know if they were doing drugs. I don't know. It's just like he was just bad news.
There's a bad sign when you're in a. Well, it's also a bad sign when you're in an airport and you're yelling, she has the cocaine.
Wasn't there something with his brother where he got stabbed and he lied about it or some shit like that? You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Like,
he was a liar. And like he had and didn't he text somebody drunk or something? Or
he's just a certified piece of shit.
Drunk, talking about Triple H being racist and this and that.
Yeah, he's a
those were, honestly, that was a fun week. Those were some of the best Periscopes I ever watched.
So, he's an idiot.
But the only thing I never even liked this character. I only ever disliked his in-ring ability. That's it. That's all I ever admired about him.
I was never a fan.
Now you got Andrade Cien Almas.
So you don't even need Del
He's more entertaining. He's a
Rio.
much better wrestler than
he really is.
And he can actually do like athletic stuff.
Well, I'm not in love with his character either, but he's very talented.
I like his character, especially with Seda with him. I think that they've been doing.
Was that Zelina? Well, yeah, he's starting to grow on me now that she is like his valet or whatever.
Yeah, no, they're a great combination.
The whole storyline was fantastic because at first he was just like a gatekeeper. A new face would show up, beat him at a takeover, then he'd go away.
Sounds about right.
And they showed him as a partier, and he didn't care about wrestling. And then here comes Zelina and putting him back on track. And she talks for him. She even gets physical. I'm so happy for her.
Yeah, I like that.
Where her career trajectory has gone. She was great in TNA.
Oh yeah.
Was she with Hernandez? I think
she was in LAX. It was her and
Hernandez, and she was Homicide, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sarita, who is Dark Angel, who is, I think, works at the Performance Center now. But
yeah, I knew her as Sarita.
Yeah, no, they've done nothing but good. But I mean, I don't. It sucks that McIntyre's injured.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is there any updates on that? How long it's gonna be out?
I got a whole idea about that.
All right, go ahead, spit it out.
So you got McIntyre injured, who could be out 6 to 8 weeks or 6 to 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
So you got a takeover before WrestleMania for the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be Almas's challenger?
Black? Or
Maybe Black.
Ono?
Black Black is a good choice, but I don't see
It happening in Mania.
them wanting to lose. They don't want Aleister Black to lose his undefeated streak.
Yeah,
They
it's
don't
too
want
early.
Almost to lose the title that quick. Ono is in no position.
I would say Adam Cole,
Ono
but
is in no position.
yeah, no, he needs to pick up some wins.
Well, I'm saying he has 2 months to get there. All right, give him time.
But
Hold
you
on.
could say Adam Cole, but you could give the same exact reason why it wouldn't be Black, because he doesn't. It's too early for Cole to lose. Also,
Well, it's too early. I think they want to establish them as a faction first.
true.
But here's my thought. The UK show has not started yet. You have a UK champion who has been on NXT and has beaten everyone he's been on NXT for, right?
Mm-hmm.
You give him a microphone, or you give Zelina a microphone and say, who's going to be the challenger? Out comes the bruiserweight Pete Dunne, knocks Almas on his ass. He wants not only the UK title, he wants that NXT title. And even if he loses, it's okay because it puts more eyes on the UK brand. It puts more eyes on Pete Dunne. It puts more eyes on it, and it would be a fantastic match. And it would be a nice little match and program before McIntyre comes back.
No, I could see that. It would be a great match. So far, every match Pete Dunne has had on the main roster has been very good.
Do you think they'd put both titles on the line or just the one? Technically, they
Just
could.
the
One,
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be pretty sweet though if it's for all the Marvels won it and Dunn won. Hey, I'd like that. I mean, he doesn't have to win, but I just think it's pretty
It
fantastic.
would be interesting. I would like to see Pete Dunne win.
I mean, because he's a heel too. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess you don't want to
Almas
like.
isn't losing the title until McIntyre comes back.
Yeah, you don't want to.
No,
and you don't
no,
want to do
here's my
start
thing,
stop
though.
pushes with him. You know what I mean?
But
I just, you know.
Here's my question with that McIntyre thing, though. Maybe with this injury, I mean, I love that McIntyre on NXT and everything, but McIntyre's a guy that would prosper very well on SmackDown.
Oh, definitely.
He
He
did 8 years ago, if you remember.
Exactly.
The chosen one, IC champion.
But he's a totally different monster nowadays. He could be a guy that could contend for the title very quickly.
Oh,
Before we
absolutely.
found out that he was hurt, legitimately, I figured Drew McIntyre and Andrade Almas are going to have a feud like Samoa Joe and Nakamura where the title changes hands
Nah.
a couple times. The loser gets called up, and then the winner, whenever they lose the title, gets called up because Almas and McIntyre are main roster ready.
No doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And there's plenty of guys on NXT right now that can recover from
I think they both benefit on SmackDown too, as well.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of Almas on Raw
Really? Why? So?
because they need heels.
Zelina.
Oh yeah, good
Yeah, that
point.
too.
He wouldn't be in a main eventer. Though he'd be mid Carter at first.
That's fine. I could see him going against Finn would be a very interesting dynamic. Him against even a guy like Seth Rollins.
That's true, but Raw needs more main event heels. I think that's a bit of it. They're hurting for that right now.
Well, that's sooner or later. You think the Miz is probably going to get pushed up to the main event?
He was already there. They should put him back there.
That's what I'm saying. So then that's when you can bring a guy like Almas in.
Well,
to be
now-
that mid card heel.
Well, maybe once Mania, is over, maybe I can see a picture with him. I think this could work. He could have a picture with Roman Reigns. You know what I mean? An angle, whatever you want to call it, because
It'd be interesting.
he could say Reigns took his title, and then after Mania, Reigns is obviously going to be the champion after Mania. Miz can be Reigns' opponent for a while, and he can do dirty tactics to beat him. Hey,
What if you debut him, have Zelina talk about him, hype them all up, and Dean Ambrose comes out.
That'd be interesting
yeah, it would be.
because then
Yeah,
you could even play with the dynamic of
Actually-
Zelina going after like Renee Young too. That would
That's
be very
actually someone
interesting with those
I
two
would like
talking to each other.
to turn heel. Ambrose. I think Ambrose is like. I think he's going to be the one that's going to turn on the Shield. This
Honestly,
time.
that's probably the
He
answer.
needs
to the
a-
main event heel.
And we were saying for months, both of us saying that Ambrose should be heel.
Yeah,
So
I still agree with that. That's probably the smartest guy on the roster right now to turn.
well, and they
heel.
still have Wyatt if they would just utilize him better, way better.
I think his character needs some serious overhaul.
I agree.
I think he needs to get away from the supernatural.
He needs to
shit.
turn into Max Calavera completely, JP. Right? He's already halfway there.
No,
Now he just needs to get a Brazilian. Yeah. What do you call it?
He's a Cavalier.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Brazilian citizenship. That's
You know what I'd like to see Bray Wyatt do. Honestly, get away from the supernatural stuff and just start acting like Charles Manson.
I kind of like that actually.
Just start saying some super crazy shit every week, so everybody's like, "What?"
He kind of
talking about.
Well, in a way, that kind of was Charles Manson-esque if you think about it. The random
But like
stuff.
he didn't he never push. I'm saying like start pushing the line a little bit. Say some like weird shit, and people are like, "What is he talking?"
I don't know if
PG. Maybe
I don't know if you guys saw this, but he put out a tweet earlier about the Bludgeon Brothers this week, and he said, "Come back home."
I did see that.
Oh yeah,
I did. That's why
those three are so good together. I think we can all admit that.
No doubt, but I'm gonna be honest. I was very interested in the Bludgeon Brothers debut. I liked their music. It was so nice to hear them come out with music that wasn't.
Okay,
Wire
see, I did miss that.
Like they look.
Why is Rowan still holding on to that goat mask, man?
I don't know. That's maybe that's like the one remnants left. So like, if in case they want to bring him back to the Wyatt family, they're like, "Oh, we never left because we had the mask the whole time."
Yeah, I think that's why it's kind of like we're new, we're different, but we're still kind of the same. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see that
because it's creepy and weird. JP, that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
You think he should lose it altogether, huh? I mean, it probably would help.
No. I was just wondering what it's there for.
Right, because they think it's creepy and weird. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I never even really understood the explanation they gave us to begin with why he had the mask. But I really think about it, I can't think of why he had it in the first place.
Because there's supposed to be something. Did you ever see Deliverance or like Texas Chainsaw? It's supposed to be like shit like that. Wrong turn. You know what I mean?
I get that. I'm just saying they never explained it.
Some things don't need explained, I guess. At least in professional wrestling, I guess they figure. Well, you think Bray will go back to SmackDown then? Because I think they're better off on SmackDown.
They need him on Raw.
So you think? What do you think would be better? Bray Wyatt goes to SmackDown to reunite the Bludgeon Brothers, or the Bludgeon Brothers go to Raw, or just keep them separate? What do you guys think?
Bludgeon Brothers to Raw, because Raw could use the tag teams right now. The tag team
SmackDown actually still kind of needs some teams too.
Yeah, no, the tag team division seems a little short on Raw, but I say that because I would love to see Sanity come on to SmackDown, because I feel like you can't have those two on the same brand. If you're gonna bring back the Wyatt family, you can't have them on the same brand. He's definitely cutting it out. That's why I keep talking. But you can't have them on the same brand, because I feel like if you want to get Sanity over as like a crazy weird tag team, you have to. Sorry, we can hear you now. You're definitely cutting in and out. That's why I kept talking. But
yep.
We can hear him now. Yeah, no, it's the connection aspect. I can see where the connection is fucking up. So I was definitely just rambling on there. But it would be. Sorry. I don't know. I feel like for Sanity to get over fully, I don't think they could be on the same show as the Wyatts.
Who?
Sanity. So I would love to see Sanity go to SmackDown. Because Drake asked, would it be better for Bray to go to SmackDown or for the Bludgeon Brothers to go to Raw? I think it'd be better for the Bludgeon Brothers to go to Raw if they're going to reunite the Wyatts.
I think this.
Okay.
I think a feud I would love to see is not the Wyatts and Sanity, but AOP versus the Bludgeon Brothers.
Be a good one.
Paul Ellering running the show, and then Bray Wyatt just showing up on SmackDown and kind of acting as a manager for his boys.
I like that idea. I like that.
I do,
because that would be a good way to bring the Authors of Pain up with a great storyline. Because they're a team that once you bring them up, that's a team that, especially if you bring them up on SmackDown, where it's kind of like an open area right now. Because once you get past the Wyatts, or not the Wyatts, the Usos, the New Day, and I can't even.
That's pretty much it, man.
Yeah, maybe like you could kind of argue Benjamin and Shelton, and
Benjamin.
I know.
Yeah, Shelton and Benjamin.
Shelton and Benjamin, man.
I definitely said that.
Well, I don't know if you know. Recently, Shelton Benjamin has done an unhumanly thing. He's done photosynthesis. He's split his DNA. He's now both Shelton and Benjamin.
Yes.
He's a one-man tag team. It's better. It's the best thing I've seen since Al Snow and Head. It's amazing.
Legitimately, it sounds like something Vince Russo wrote.
Yeah, it does sound like a Vince Russo thing. Anyways,
Shelton on a pole match featuring Benjamin.
Right.
Yeah, it's Shelton on a forklift. Get your matches.
Or just like his torso comes out, then his legs come out. Hey!
But that would be interesting. But I passed that. Like
Bray Wyatt's on the screen. He's like, "I stole your spirit, man."
There you go.
You gotta get in the bag, man.
Well, no, this is what
man.
No, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna paint Shelton white, and Bray's gonna say, "I stole your color. You gotta beat me."
Oh my god!
You heard of blackface? This is whiteface, motherfucker.
All right, so we're gonna go to commercial break now. Can we do that?
No,
Cut a commercial.
we do not have commercial breaks because we don't have sponsors
Whoa,
yet.
this is
This is
well, I can make up a commercial right now.
all right. Make one on like cheese wheels or something. I don't know.
Cheeseburgers?
Cheeseburgers. Can you hear the little chickadees barb? They're going cheeseburgers.
This is Randy Bo Bandy at the Dirty Burger.
Flip them dirty bitches.
I'm flipping these burgers, guys, and you should be coming get it. And you can pay in hash.
Fucking hash coins. Anyways,
We went off the rail.
it's all right. Orangey. I need some hash coins. Anyways, I could totally do a podcast just on Trailer Park Boys. But anyways, I think Bray Wyatt in a managerial position on SmackDown with the new Bludgeon Brothers would be fucking awesome. And like, you remember when they first came out of the box from NXT back in 2013? They were on fire. It was awesome. Like, I loved it. You know, just and I think what the problem is the cheese. Like, they need to like drop the cheese, and the supernatural thing worked for them at first. But every time he's like, I'm supernatural, I'm a god, and then just did nothing. They need to fix that.
Well, here's
dynamic.
what bothers me with the supernatural
If you're gonna
thing.
make him supernatural and say he's a god,
Back it up.
then you make him the next Undertaker. If you're not gonna do that, take it away.
That's like
what
Undertaker
bothers me.
like saying all that shit and then not winning a match ever.
But see, that's what bothers me with the supernatural stuff. Anytime he does supernatural stuff, we instantly compare him to the Undertaker. That's not good for Bray. That's why I want to see him get away from that supernatural stuff.
No, he should be the next Undertaker.
No, he should be the first Bray Wyatt because he's never going to top the Undertaker.
But it's still always going to be, no matter what, if he tries to beat
the next Undertaker's in NXT right now.
Aleister Black.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, that's the better comparison.
But he's
People
like
wanted
even
it to
like
be
more
Baron,
badass.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not Baron
Because
at all.
his gimmick is his actual life.
Yeah.
All right.
What, a Satanist? I don't know.
Well, I want to get away from that a little bit because we're getting towards the end of the show, and there's a topic that we talked about a little bit, but we really over the last couple weeks we haven't really talked about it.
Phil Collins' gut?
I mean,
You looking at my gut? Oh, sorry.
what? But no. I was going to talk about the groundbreaking announcement that happened. It was about 2-3 weeks ago now. Chris Jericho going back to New Japan to take on Kenny Omega. It was what is legitimately. I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately. One of the last few dream matches left. It seems like there's been a lot of dream matches left. We've been getting. It's been a really crazy.
As exciting as that is, guys, I want to talk about
the battle over Winnipeg in the Tokyo Dome.
Now that's exciting, guys. But I want to talk about the Old Japan match with just Jericho versus Kenny Omega. Now that's what I'm really looking
I'm just
forward
going
to.
to turn down Drake's mic for a little bit so we don't have to hear that anymore.
Probably.
But no,
I'll kill you. It's all right. You just talk over me all the time, anyways.
But no, it's
Both of you.
It's very incredible. I did for a second, yes. You're back up now.
Because I can't tell if I can hear me.
Yeah, no, I have control of the mixer, and Drake can't hear if I turned him down. I definitely turned him down.
Yeah, when we have a guest on, I can't actually hear myself, so I wouldn't even fucking know if any people can hear me right now.
No, I turned you back up. Don't worry about it. You can see.
For the 28 episodes, he actually didn't have me on. It was just like lying to me.
Yeah, it was
man.
just me talking to dead air. That's all it was. But it's crazy to think about not only this match happening, but Chris Jericho coming out last week on JR's podcast and saying Vince McMahon was 100% okay. Like Vince McMahon knew. Didn't have a problem with it. It's crazy to think about that in this time of day, somebody getting Vince McMahon's blessing to go to New Japan and wrestle in the biggest match.
I did read that.
Like people are calling this the co-main event.
When I used to listen to Taz's podcast, he'd always say, Chris Jericho knows where the bodies are buried.
Yeah.
Chris Jericho.
The hell does that mean?
He gets to do whatever he wants.
Oh, he's made man for sure. He's probably on the Rock's level. Nobody wants to acknowledge that, but like in Vince McMahon's mind, he can pretty much do whatever he wants, like the Rock does.
Why Jericho's my all-time favorite.
Chris Jericho is going to New Japan for this one-off match is the biggest thing that happened to wrestling all year. I don't care. anybody could say, "Oh, this match is great. Oh, this moment was great." I did not react anywhere near the way I reacted to whenever I found out about this to anything else.
I
This
agree.
year.
Well, even with the
That's the
Twitter
same with me.
shit,
I woke up, I'm like, what the fuck? Is this a dream?
Oh yeah,
I was damn near in tears of joy because I know that Jericho has put over Omega, like talking wise. Jericho and the bookers of New Japan, Gato and Jado, have a long history.
former tag team
I
partners.
think, and we don't know what to expect because Omega has great psychology, but he also wrestles that hard hitting New Japan style. We know that Jericho has a lot of tricks up his sleeve, and he's bringing that 17 years of WWE knowledge to this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could see potentially a 5-minute stare down and everybody going nuts.
No doubt.
Because it's such a huge match, and I'm so excited to see whatever they decide to do, because it could be a New Japan match, it could be a WWE style match, it could be something we've never seen before, it could be a hybrid, but all in all, I'm just happy that this is going to put more eyes on New Japan. This is going to put more eyes on the Bullet Club. This is going to put more eyes on Kenny Omega.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to, and the fact that Vince McMahon was cool with it makes Vince McMahon, it shows you that Vince McMahon understands where his company is at above all the others. New Japan, people talk about New Japan and Ring of Honor and these little alliances happening, and could they rival? Could they?
I can't fucking hear him.
Jesus. He cut out. Oh. Yep.
No,
yeah, I just can't hear what's about it now.
what we hear is what they hear.
Yes. So yeah, no, it's cut out for everybody right now.
Sorry, but can you hear us saying he's talking about
I
himself?
don't think so. But here's what I was gonna say. I'll bring it up when he goes back on.
Well, Jericho also wrestled in Mexico, so that's a different style. That's a style in itself too, right?
Well, I was gonna say I don't even remember what I was gonna say.
That doesn't fucking matter anymore. Hey Tim, no one can hear you.
Yeah, no, this is kind of derailing the podcast.
Yeah.
But no, I remember what it was. I'll bring it up to you. But there's been a lot of rumors that this match, a lot of reason why Vince is letting this match happen is because
he can't hear us saying.
I don't think he can.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Because we couldn't hear anything you just said.
No, dude. And I think I fucking said your real name again. This is a disaster.
Well,
I don't fucking know. It matters for some reason.
Oh, did you? Because it sounded like you kept trying to. Like, it sounded like trying to cut in. But the reason, what I was saying to him...
All I was saying is that it's just wonderful that this is happening, and Vince McMahon knows where his company stands above all the others. So why not let Chris Jericho do what Chris Jericho wants?
Well, there's also been a rumor, too. Because I don't know if you've heard this, but Kenny Omega and the Bucks contracts for New Japan, they're up at the end of the year.
Really?
At least Kenny Omega's is. I can't for sure say the Young Bucks because I think they have a Ring of Honor deal that lasts at least one more year.
Wow.
But Kenny Omega's contract's up at the end of the year. A lot of people are rumoring this match is going on, so Vince is trying to get Kenny Omega to come to WWE past this match. Do you think there's any validity to that rumor?
Could be. But me thinking that I know what I know, Kenny Omega is putting New Japan on his back.
It seems
he wants to lead New Japan. And he also wants to wrestle his longtime friend, old tag team partner Kota Ibushi.
They've been teasing that match hard since G1.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's going to leave Japan until that happens. I also think he wants to leave a legacy there as the greatest Gaijin who's ever wrestled in Japan.
And that's why he turned down a contract to join WWE in January, right? Because remember, there was a bunch of rumors saying he was going to debut in the Royal Rumble?
He definitely said he was in talks. He said himself.
Cena posted a picture of Kenny from South Park.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you
I
guys
wonder what
know
that
this,
actually
but
mean, if
Kenny
that's just
Omega
trolling.
was in WWE developmental.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
I
Yeah.
did know that because recently I came upon a video where he was talking about being a developmental, and he said everyone was talking. Everyone talked shit on what was his name, Bill DeMont, but he said he was actually cool to him. So it makes you wonder if those people were just pussies.
Kenny Omega said that he just felt he always wanted to go to Japan first. He was in some thing where the winner gets a WWE contract. He won it, and bittersweetly he took it.
Mm-hmm.
But he went to Japan like he wanted to, and will he come to WWE at the end of the year, at the end of his contract? Maybe, maybe not, because I know that he wants to really be a representative for New Japan, and I also know he wants that Ibushi match. If the Ibushi match happens, then I could see it happening. Young Bucks are never going to be in WWE anytime soon.
Anytime soon, I agree.
Especially after the Too Sweet shit.
Well, I think one day they'll be there, though.
They have a family. Unlike Omega, Young Bucks have a family. They have kids.
True.
They're on a schedule that they like, that they could do what they want. They're making the money that they want. And ever since that cease and desist, I don't think the Bucks are even open to it right now. They were more open to it before. They're not now. And you know what? You don't need it. Sometimes you don't need it. There's a lot of guys out there who could have been fine without going to WWE, who went to WWE. There's a lot of guys out there still who haven't gone to WWE who are making their names. So
No, you're absolutely right, and it's something we'll definitely have to keep an eye on. But I'm sad to say this. It's time. It's been an hour. We've gone 60 minutes. The bell is rung, and they're saying it's a draw.
we did a Broadway.
We went 60 minutes.
A triple threat Broadway.
We're like Ric Flair in the 70s. That's how good this episode was.
They call me the 60-minute man.
Because this has been episode 28 of the Phenomenal Podcast.
28.
If you enjoyed what you heard, give us a like and a subscribe on the YouTube page, Goonland Productions. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/Podcast, twitter.com @PhenomPodcast. And Drake, why don't you get that our number one plug out?
The number one plug, everyone out there, JP, listen to this.
Is it a
Tony's Hanging Hairy Nutsack.org is the best place to go to if you love what you hear.
Exactly. I'm still working on getting all the backlog of episodes up since the SoundCloud's down.
Is that because he talks through his nuts?
Yes, you know it.
Yes.
That's why I sound so gargly. But it's been great to have you on, JP. We're definitely gonna have to have you on more. It's been a good discussion. And I don't know how did you feel?
Every minute of it.
How did you feel about your debut on the Goonland Productions YouTube page?
I loved every minute of it. Couldn't have been with two better guys, and I feel swell.
All right, Drake, how'd you feel about the episode?
I also feel swell, like my cock is swollen in excitement. Yes, it was good.
Of course, Drake has to make a penis joke, but this
Of
has
course.
been the Phenomenal Podcast, and we will see you all next week.